Hey people, Intro here, 3v3 Faction War. This is Estia Province and Ordo Malleus versus Imperial Guard. For the blue team of the Ordo Malleus, Sergeant Smith 501 is an Eversor assassin, a risk-reward melee brawler that explodes on death. Alongside, LunaticRed with a Daemonhunter, a melee spellcaster of strong support and control. And rounding off this team, Anthonino Wiggin is a brother captain. I can't zoom in. I'm sure it will sort it. There we go. What's he doing? He's walking through objects and cannot be suppressed. There we go. Bringing very strong support and offense, fighting in melee for the Red Guard team. HBK Lorente, 95 with the Inquisitor. Offensive hero with powerful control abilities, begins in melee but can get specialized ranged weapons. RedRe Venge alongside with a Lord General fighting in ranged combat, begins with a retinue of stormtroopers, really strong defense and support. Can also add to the retinue, forcing off some strat squad very early on. I think those are lunatics. And Sergeant Retardo K. Aquila with a Lord Commissar, strong offense and support, fighting in melee, begins, there it is, with a refractor shield. My mouse is freaking out a little bit. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We'll see how it goes. Maybe just these new batteries or something. Bloody wireless things, eh? But the captain going after the Sentinel. Not doing too great. Going to be forced off. There it is. They already killed a Stormtrooper. Kicking off in the mid now. The strat squad of Anthonino Wiggin chasing down the Lord General, but he's persuaded to leave. LunaticRed's Daemonhunter backing away. Here comes the strat squad and the Stormtroopers, though, of LunaticRed. Do we have any ground pounds in play? We do have two here. There's the stomp. He was already retreating, I think, the Daemonhunter. Nice start for the Imperial Guard. I don't think they've even lost a guardsman, have they? They must have. I don't see any dead guardsmen. It's amazing. Oh, these guys. They just got executed, though, by the Lord Commissar. So, Lord Commissar's killed more guardsmen than the Ordo Malleus so far. These fellas have a sergeant very early on for a grenade. That nice no-fuse grenade could do some work against these guardsmen all blobbed up. There's banishment from the strat squad. The Tomes of Titan. Anthonino Wiggin, I think, making a mistake here, upgrading his current squad rather than getting purgation up or interceptors or something. Just seems a little bit light in the field there. LunaticRed getting some operatives up. Here they come. They can chuck out a smoke grenade. By default, there it is. Lowering the range of that stuff. Sergeant Smith into interceptors. In fact, I think, didn't they say interceptors and operatives in the chat there earlier? I think I saw. Eversor assassins come to the mid. Not happy with it being decapped. 456 to 459, double here for the guard. Really good start for them. This Sentinel's going to be okay, I think. This one should also be alright. Yep. Do we see the power sword? No power sword yet for the Commissar, but has got Catachan Devils on the field. Eversor Assassin runs away. There is the Rift Tear from the Daemonhunter, one of his starting abilities. Slows down units in the area of effect. But the captain marching on through. Just taking so much fire as he does so, though. The strat squad are already low. That was the energy burst from the strat squad. Burning some energy off that Commissar and also slowing him down. There's bad news for a Commissar because he needs his energy to power his shield. All reliable grenade launcher doing so much work there. Such a good disruption ability, good range. Seems to do decent damage and it knocks back in a large area. But they're being pushed back now. Breaking out are the Ordo Malleus. They also retained the power on the east side there. Can they get onto the power of the guard? The Imperial Guard need to be careful not to overstay their welcome. The Lord General losing 2 of his retinue. The Sentinel getting very low, needs to be very careful. Should back all the way off, I think. Here comes some potential repair support from an ally. But it's so low. Just a few seconds of strat squad fire will take it out. Triple operatives here from LunaticRed. 2 of them with the fallback plan. Banishment flies in. We see Anthonino with interceptors. Teleporting infantry that fight in melee, going after the Sentinel, eating a stomp. Sentinel's very, very low though. Katachin should be going into melee there. Looks like they may be trying to. Interceptors teleporting out. Didn't seem to do that much when they got in there. Poor bastards. Came a bit late. We do have the interceptors for Sergeant Smith into, indeed, some operatives. With the fallback plan, gives them incendiary grenade. Also allows them to break retreat, which gives them some health regen when they do it. And they drop a flash grenade when they retreat as well. Gives them a lot of stuff, that upgrade. Take it down a node. They're trying to steal this power here. 350 to 459. There's that incendiary grenade doing damage over time, and then the smoke to mess up their range. Were they affected by it though? It's hard to tell. I don't think they get the debuff circle from this smoke. We got some Lord General support here. If I can select them, there we go. Flat jacket for incoming. Pretty good armor. Does the flat 30% damage resist and knockback immunity. That's really good. There's that incendiary again. Just backing away. We have missile launcher Sentinel already. Operative trying to hunt it down. More grenades, more incendiary. And they got the Sentinel. Those guys have some decent burst damage on hand. Looks like that was the Holy Brazier from the Inquisitor before she went down. Haven't seen a whole lot of her. I've been focused on the mid and the east. 350 to 435. Ordo Malleus of Sergeant Smith. Yep, might be able to get through onto this power here. Although, looks like Red Revenge could rotate around and defend maybe, but it's only Guardsmen. 2 of the Sentinels down. In fact, did Lorente have a Sentinel even? They're down to Guardsmen only, they must have. Goes for a Chimera now, and Red Revenge goes for Stormtroopers. There is the Holy Pyre from the Inquisitor. There she is. Power melee Holy Brazier with the Holy Pyre. Pretty good little piece of war gear. Psychon popped by the Eversor assassin, killing some poor guardsmen. Was it really necessary? I'm sure if you just look at them funny, they'll fall over. Here comes a Chimera though from HBK Lorente, support vehicle for Imperial Guard. Can reinforce and transport you around. East side, meanwhile, Commissar's pushed through onto the power. Purgation in play. Is that double interceptors? It is double interceptors into Purgation in tier 1 for Anthonino Wiggin. Aquila's already in tier 2. No sign of anything coming onto the field, even though they have 80 power. Was thinking maybe Ogres with the double interceptors there. Does have the power sword and does have Aura of Discipline for the heal, the periodic heal. Could get onto the power with the Purgation here maybe. I think they should. I think they should have sent the Purgation to the power. Leave everything else to deal with this stuff. The Lord General now with melter guns. The Stormtroopers also get them. It's a good grenade from the Stormtroopers. Actually killed an interceptor there. 350 to 363. Really going hard after this Chimera. They don't have any anti-vehicle weapons really. Not sure what they're up to. I think they've been distracted by it. They should have gone down the east side and got that power, I think. Anthonino Wiggin. But we'll see. Maybe they can help get this one. Looks like this one is going to get bashed pretty well. Rhino on the field now for Sergeant Smith. But the captain has kind of taken shots. Operatives with their melter bomb now, thanks to their sergeant. Is he called a sergeant? I guess we'll call him a sergeant, their squad leader. Lots of plasma though from Red Revenge. They both have it. Yeah, both have plasma. Those guys have flamers. No plasma yet for Aquila, but they do have their Ogres up. Where are the Ogres? There they are. Super heavy infantry with heavy melee damage and just smack you with their Ripper guns. They smack you real good. Can charge around with their user red, thanks to their bonehead leader, who is in there somewhere. Yeah, this fella. Can they get onto the Rhino rear armor? Not quite. They're quicker than you'd think looking at them, especially when they get into that melee charge. And not too bad in terms of range DPS too. 2-to-1 cap for the Ordo Malleus. Here comes Purgation from Sergeant Smith. That was Inferno, wasn't it? From the Daemonhunter? Yes, it was, from the Force Glaive. Cool looking weapon. Can he get away? Looks like he's going to get away. We have a Melter Bomb Eversor Assassin now, and looks like the Executioner is in. Sentinel gets a stomp, wasn't really needed. He's got a missile launcher. Can switch between frag and crack for anti-infantry and anti-vehicle respectively. So crack against that Rhino. And that was a misfire. Gonna try and bash power now. Purgation just kind of hanging out here for Sergeant Smith. Haven't been upgraded yet. We might see the conversion beamer over there. Yep, conversion beamer on the way. Kind of like a las cannon, but it does more damage the further away from the target it is, whereas a las cannon doesn't care how far away it is. And you can activate an ability to snare targets, whereas a las cannon always snares targets. Melter. And another melter. And down goes the Sentinel. Well played. Was the first melter from the operatives? I guess it must have been. Another melter from the other operatives. And another. Oh, maybe that was that one from the interceptors? Maybe. Oh, there are 3 operatives here. I don't think interceptors get melters anymore. Maybe when they have their side cannons in tier 3 they do. Pretty sure they don't get them off the bat. They get psych out grenades only. Interceptors have been changed a lot over the years. 327 to 279. 4 interceptors on the field. They're doing pretty well. They always seem to do pretty well. Maneuverable, annoying little bastards, aren't they? And they bash power, 3 of them. When they bash that, going all sneaky like. And HBK Lorente and RedRe Venge don't really have a way to spot them when they go all sneaky. Any more war gear for the Daemonhunter? Yep, Tome of Tranquility. Anything for the Brother Captain? No, he's down. Brother Captain is down. Nice target for the Incendiary. I think they wiped out one of the operatives. They did. The sheer weight of firepower on retreat took them down. And down goes the Daemonhunter too. Looks like Sergeant Smith is going to get the level off this revive. There it is. East side, meanwhile. Kicking off. Ogres in there. Lord Commissar, you can see that periodic heal from the Aura of Discipline. I believe it heals more for the... Yeah, for squads with lower model counts, it heals more because they'll need it more, like Ogres. Interceptors wiped out. Ogres doing a fantastic job, but they've barely taken a scratch here. .327 to 234. They really need that Brother Captain up to get the halberd or his hammer or something to help control the Ogres and help buff his own interceptors against them too. I wonder if they'll go for purifiers here to just fight them head on. That'll be fun to see. West side. Interceptors giving chase to some stormtroopers. They got their assault kits. Oh, the Eversor Assassin's fallen over. Did he have the... That might have been the Bio Meltdown. Big buffs from the Lords Generals. Melter guns fight harder. The Rhino's still around. Tier 3 for LunaticRed. Tier 3 for Anthonino Wiggin. I don't think Wiggin or Red got a tier 2 unit up, did they? I don't think so.
The enemy has 2
HBK now the only player in tier 1.
Our commander has arrived.
More smoke to annoy these guys. But again, is it affecting them? Hard to tell. I think those guys just got close enough to be shot at anyway. Couldn't quite get onto the power. I think it's smart to back away here. Inquisitor gets the west side. She has her servo skull for the Auspex scan. Just a nice thing to have. But it's also nice to combine with Manticore. Catachan's doing their thing. We do have the Acolyte on the Stormtroopers here, so they can use the Fanaticism. Good grenade. Interceptors need to be careful here. We've seen what the Ogres can do to them. The Brother Captain is back to his feet. Were they revived by someone? Maybe. They seem to be healing up. If it was repurchased, they would have had full hit points. Maybe they already repurchased and already got into a fight without me even seeing. Still level 1, this Brother Captain with no war gear. Not having the greatest game so far, this big fella. Get the Nemesis Force Halberd. And the Ogres will fear him a lot more. Looks like he's saving up for Paladins or Terminators or something. It's going to be tough. Ogres are kind of bullying this stack here. Interceptors teleport away, which is smart, into the Guardsmen. If these Guardsmen had plasma guns and stuff, it would have been really bad. There's a Psych Out grenade for the suppression. Everything runs from the Ogres. And that was without the Commissar being in play to support them with the Aura of Discipline and stuff. 269 to 199. Oh, is that the Judgment? It is from the Inferno Pistol. Also have Excruciators, great tool to use against Terminator variants, which you might see soon. Aquila now with a Leman Russ. Anthonino's going to have his work cut out on the east side. He needs to get those Paladins up, I think. Once they see the Leman Russ, it might spur them into getting the Paladins rather than the Terminators. Power fully bashed here. Has leveled to 2 though. Who's this down? That's the Eversor down still. Those melters, so incendiary grenades. Like every fight there's 2 or 3 of them, it seems like. They're mostly being dodged, but it forces you to move. Are these sneaky Stormtroopers? They are. Sneaky Stormtroopers from HBK Lorente into Tier 3 with triple Storms. These guys getting the anti-armor kit. Double Rhinos, or is that a Vortimer? It's a Vortimer from Sergeant Smith. Good damage versus all targets and really speedy. Showing its rear armor though. Rift Tear. They can't get away as effectively. That's nasty, eh? Can they get onto the power with that? What is this? Stormtrooper trying to get that power back. Wiggin gets a decap. And then gets away. We do have that Leman Russ on the field. Land Raider Crusader on the way for LunaticRed. Here's Sergeant Smith's little armor brigade. What is this? Oh, Leman Russ called in from RedRe Venge. These guys having a bad day now. Boom. Big rear armor hits. Operatives. Gonna chuck melters. Yep. 3 melters. But here comes all the repairs. Those guys got away though. The Rhino and the Vortimer get away. There are big threats on them though. There's anti-armor Stormtroopers sneaking around. There's that Leman Russ now. There's the Melter Gun Lord General too. There's a creeping barrage. No, it's a rocket run. From Aquila, maybe? I think so. Who's pushed all the way through here. Double Leman. There's one on the east side. There's only one here though. Repairs badly needed, says Sergeant Smith. They've only got a single Stormtrooper squad to repair. 212 to 165. HBK Lorente with a heavy weapon squad on the way. Big old power bash, nice and quick. Ordo Malleus are really reeling here. Anthonino Wiggin just couldn't lock their power down. Oh, and those guys fell over.
The tide of battle turns.
Anthonino is floating resources like crazy here. They should be spending it. Here's the Crusader. We'll see what this thing does. Bunch of incendiary. Actually messed up the operatives, I think. And they don't get away. Conversion beam are getting shots in, but the Leman Russes are so tough. They're so tough. Does the conversion beamer not have a sound effect? Let's see if we can hear it. I don't think it does. They should just give it a las cannon sound effect or something. 182 to 165. Land Raiders at least allowing them to stabilize a little bit over here, but they're taking a bunch of damage doing it. Those guys need to duck inside, I think. Did they get in? I think they barely did. Anthonino Wiggin does get their paladins up. Not sure why they waited so long. Look how much they're floating here still. Floated a hell of a long time before they got these guys on the field. They can get Terminators pretty soon, actually. See what these paladins can do. Brother Captain's down. Daemonhunter is down. And the paladins are getting kind of messed up. Plasma Guardsmen and a Leman Russ shooting at them. They can't do everything. But they forced them off the VP at least. Can they do it without dropping a model though? Because now they're being shot at. Teleport out? Okay, maybe. Maybe. But they didn't actually force them off in the end. They're right back here. Messing up the VP. West side. Eversor's going to get a revive, maybe. Yes, probably. There he goes. Level 4. Daemonhunter level 3. Down to 92 VPs, the Ordo Malleus. So they have got the VP count of the Imperial Guard down pretty low. I thought the Imperial Guard were doing better than that in terms of VPs. But mid tier 2 onwards, the Guard, I feel like they've been quite dominant, especially on that east side. Rocket Run, doing some really good work in there. Looks like GG. Indeed it is. The Guard was strong, it started very strong. Stayed solid in tier 2 and got the Leman Russes rolling. Orbital goes in out of sheer frustration, I think. 3 Leman Russes now. Trying to go through the mid is Anthonino. I don't know why they took so long to get the paladins on the field. I don't know why. Not sure if they would have been enough anyway with the plasmas there and the Ogres and the Leman Russ. But maybe they could have not lost this VP quite as often and not lost that power quite as often if they were up earlier. Terminator's on the way, as you can see. Seems like Sergeant Smith was not really high on their chances to begin with. The Imperial Guard are a super strong faction, as we all know. I mean, they all are in their own right. Down to 9 VPs then. And we are going to see an IG victory. Level 5 Inquisitor. We've got a level 7 Lord General getting his Commissar buddy up at the end to share in the victory, maybe? Yeah, there he is. Just got in there. Give him a medal. Give him a medal. Bionic Eye up for the level 5 Commissar, the level 4 Eversor with the Melter and his gun thing, Executioner Pistol. Level 4 Daemonhunter with the Force Glaive. Force Glaive is good, but I just don't think it can compete with the Force Rod. The Force Rod is so good, it seems like, in 3v3s. And the Brother Captain, no war gear, had a rough time on the east side, but he kept plugging away and got his Paladins and Terminators up at the end. Look at that. Just too little, too late. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Big thanks to these players for taking part in the faction war, and Impregnable for hosting such things. I'll see you next time.